Just like you say, you make the choice to do things, and,
Okay.
and you carry that out.
So desire may begin spontaneously, but and my favorite word. So I don't know if we've talked about this. I have a favorite word, and I think it's appropriate to put it in here.
Okay.
My favorite word is intentional.
Yes, you have that on behind you in your desk.
Exactly. That's my favorite word. It was my word of the year last year, and it's actually been the word of my entire life.
So
really.
how did you come up with that, and why did you come up with that at that time?
That's funny. Other people said that to me. I didn't really notice, but people said to me, "Jim, you're awful intentional," and different people.
Okay.
People I didn't know that we get to spend time around each other. Jim, you're awful intentional.
Okay.
And so after hearing that, I started examining myself, and I came up with, wow, I guess I never really thought about it, but I am really intentional. Like when we were dating.
Right. I think you have always been intentional.
Yeah,
I've never really used the word for that, but definitely that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so this should fit right in my what's that term? Right in my bag, right in my
I don't know, your box?
yeah. This should fit very well for me because I am normally intentional, but I'm learning as we're walking through this topic. You're sharing some interesting things. So emotional intimacy and physical connection are deeply intertwined. Why do you say that?
While emotional intimacy and physical connection can exist independently, they reach their fullest depth when they are both, in harmony together. They do better together.
Gotcha. Okay, so emotional closeness creates safety and trust, while physical affection and connection reinforces that bond.
Yes, absolutely. Think about that.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. Okay, then Teresa, you talk about emotional safety fuels physical desire. Okay, explain. Keep going.
Well, let me just say this. When someone feels emotionally safe, when they feel heard, when they feel valued, they're more likely to let down their guard. We have guards, and that leans into the physical connection. We have guardrails around us in different areas, but if we can get that feeling of safety, then those guards, those walls, they come down, and you can make that connection even better.
So you talk about a spouse who feels constantly. Wow, man, I hope this isn't. I hope this isn't happening. Although I know it does happen. I know it does happen. But a spouse who feels constantly criticized. Wow, that's deep.
I've heard that.
Really?
Oh yeah. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah, the stuff that you share, because I'm not in the counseling room with you, and the things that you see and you share, it's fascinating. I'm glad you don't share a lot of this with me. Maybe I can't handle everything that you see. I can't. I'm not sure I'm trained to handle everything you see there. But so a spouse who feels constantly criticized or emotionally neglected is unlikely to feel physically drawn to their partner.
Just think about that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. If you're not, if you're criticizing me, let me just say, when sometimes I'll say, I need to lick my wounds.
You have said that.
Well, something has happened where
Who did it?
You.
Oh.
And we've made a disconnect somehow. It could have been something. I mean, it could have been something I said, or you snapped at me, or whatever.
Wait, hold, slow down. Slow down. Have I actually ever snapped at you?
Oh, absolutely. You snapped at me. And
okay.
I've snapped at you.
Really?
Uh-huh.
See, I don't even remember.
Yes, you do.
Okay, keep going. Keep going.
But anyway, so that really does hurt sometimes, and when you do that to a person, they go within themselves to deal with that. And a lot of times it's good. They'll come to me to talk it out, to get through that, get past that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. There have been times when I've responded to you, and actually I didn't even realize it might have been a harsh response. But by looking at your face and watching your body language, I can tell, oh, wow, that must have come across really harsh. So then I typically will move to try to mend the disconnect. And that's when you'll say sometimes, hey, I just need time. And then you came up with this whole phrase. Where'd you get this from? I need to lick my wounds.
Well, that's kind of
Like you've been wounded.
Well, that's kind of what it is. You go within yourself and deal with you, because sometimes it might not all be just about you. It could be something I'm dealing with, and you just kind of hit it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
So yeah, man, this is tricky. So when we talk about emotional disconnect and the need to feel loved and the need to feel safe, sometimes I could say something or a spouse could say something that's not particularly harsh.
Right.
Except for the fact that we hear and see life through the baggage
There
of
you
our
go
past
again.
experiences.
That's
So
right.
therefore I said it at a level 3, but you heard it at level 8.
That's right.
Okay, got you.
That's right.
Physical affection reinforces emotional bonds.
Yes.
So you say.
So yeah, for instance, let's just look at touch. It is so powerful. It's a powerful language. Everybody likes it. For instance, connection means holding hands. So we holding hands, cuddling. That's beautiful. Simply just being close by you. Sometimes I just want to feel you and smell you.
Yeah, you say that. I understand that.
So
So
that's so important, and it really does reinforce that emotional bond for me.
now I see that you've gone clinical on me here
Okay, I'm sorry.
in some of the show notes where you actually say that holding hands, cuddling, or simply being near each other physically releases an actual hormone. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
What's it called?
Oxytocin.
That's not even a real word.
Well, I think that's what they say. It's called the bonding.
That's a drill. Oxycontin. That you gotta be careful with that. Is that what
I
you
said
said?
oxytocin, and it's the bonding hormone. I encourage people to really deal with that, and touch does that. And
Wow.
also, we'll talk about this. Well, I guess we'll talk about it now. Sex. Sex
Okay,
is an
okay.
excellent hormonal bonding time. So there it is.
So we've been talking about intimacy, big picture, right? Because intimacy, you've already explained, that's more than just sex.
Right.
But now we're going to talk about the physical act, sex, which hopefully what we're sharing and we've learned, and we want you to uncover the same information, is that it's hard to have great sex, maybe even impossible, but it's hard to have great sex without physical and emotional intimacy before sex. Because there's so many, and this was one of the first.
And part of that is all that goes with the connection as well. Go ahead.
And this was one of the first lessons I learned in our marriage. So I would travel a lot. I'd be on the road. Let's say you and I had an argument on Monday. Okay, so if I get back in town on Thursday, and this is at the top of my list is, hey, we're going to have sex. But often I would walk in there, I'm home, whatever, we put the kids to bed, it's night, and for whatever reason, I would notice there was something wrong with you, and you would say, I would say, hey, is there something wrong? And you would say, you know what's wrong. And I would say, no, I don't know what's wrong. And then you would say, you know what you said or did on Monday? And of course, it's Thursday. Nobody remember Monday on Thursday?
Well, you see how whatever you said affected me emotionally.
That's when I learned the lesson.
Yeah.
It was reinforced later. For most women, sex is more of an emotional act. For most men, sex is more of a physical act. That's why a disconnect with you, now I would say it even makes sex better, but it doesn't make it impossible or less likely that I want to have sex because you and I have disconnected.
Right. Exactly.
So what are some of the things that you want to share specifically around sex as we talk about in the context of emotional and physical intimacy?
Well, first thing I'd like to say is that sex is a beautiful thing. It is God's design for connection for a man and a woman. So life you're just not partner, let's just say roommates or whatever. So God has designed this on purpose. It's a beautiful thing. Sex is absolutely beautiful in the context of marriage, as he said, so that and this is a guardrail for us as people, that sex would be in the context of marriage, but it's a beautiful thing. And I don't want, some people make sex nasty or ugly, but it's not. It's beautiful. It's a way to connect with your partner. And it just shows it's a love. It's almost like heaven on earth, at a moment.
So
In a moment.
So you talked about, I can kind of see a spiral here because here's
Okay.
what I hear you saying. When people are emotionally and physically connected, it leads to great sex.